Among the population of Americans who are advocates of the Blue Line flag are personages that are in agreement with the creation and confederation of entities within the Blue Line structure, such as the Bandidos of the Sheriff's Department of Los Angeles County, located in the eastern portion of the city of Los Angeles. They are called the Bandidos. They have tattooed themselves with a Hispanic emblem of aggression, a gun, death, a skeleton, and a encasement such as a shield. These personages are deputized men, largely with Hispanic surnames, who describe themselves as Bandidos, which apparently is in harmony with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department's modus of operation. For those of you who are not Spanish cogent, as I am not, the term bandito means to be a bandit, where a bandit is an individual who is like a bushwhacker, a armored car robber, a bank robber, a purse snatcher, and banditos do even worse things. They rape people, they slay people, they brutalize people, they extort people. This is what banditos do, or what are bandits. Within the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, 100 people who are dedicatedly banditos, Blue Line Bandidos. And so there we are again with the increase in the knowledge of what the Greco-Roman means when they say they are protectors of the Blue Line. Recall, the rapist Blue Line Bandito police officer, a officer representing the courts of Blue Line Authority, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, was raping women, and when he got caught and was being adjudicated for his banditry, his bandito behavior, a huge gaggle of Oklahoma Red Republicans came out to agitate for his acquittal and release. The Red Republican Blue Line supporters are actually saying to you they have no problem whatsoever with their bandit rapists raping women in Oklahoma under color of Blue Line court authority. Therefore, by deduction, any person who is flying a Blue Line flag is telling you that the behavior of bandito Blue Liners is acceptable to them, that the raping of women under color of Blue Line white human authority is acceptable to them, that bludgeoning a man, a motorist, an apparently driving motorist, is acceptable to them, that kneeling on the neck of a man while 3 other officers hold his body down and he is handcuffed behind his back, with 1 officer with gun at side defending their murder of a man, is acceptable to them, that a gaggle of tattooed officers of the court of New York City choking a man to death for selling single cigarettes is acceptable to them, that murdering, raping, bludgeoning, and extorting people that are outside of the phenotype of the Red Republican who are Blue Line supporters is an acceptable action by the personages that staff the Blue Line entities across the United States of America.
Sometimes the most obvious explanation is indeed the correct one.
As the vigilante moments of the United States of America begin to open wider and wider and wider, it is important that you take note of what is transpiring. The actions of the Red Republican peoples of Texas are the actions of the Galvanic Point. Listen, early on, Louis Gohmert, a congressman from the state of Texas, while disrupting a committee meeting pertaining to police brutalizing Indian people under color of Blue Line authority, Louis was interrupting it. He was not participating in it. He was interrupting the committee meeting because he did not want to talk about that. He did not want that issue to be addressed. So he simply just kept rapping his pen on the table. And then Louis said, this experiment in self-government will come to an end, meaning that if the Red Republicans are not in power, not doing what they want to do under color of Blue Line Authority, they are going to end the United States of America. Not long after that, a representative from the state of Texas advocated that the state of Texas separate itself from the United States of America. Then, the state of Texas attempted to change laws pertaining to voting. Okay, this is the state that gave us the celebration known as Juneteenth, because the people of the state of Texas, the Texan people, refused to acknowledge the freedom of the Indian people in the United States of America. They simply refused for years. And so it wasn't until June 19th, years after, that the people in Texas were told or allowed to know that they had been released from their bondage as a consequence of the defeat of the Confederacy in the war to maintain two separate nations. It's not a big leap when you begin to understand what Texas is and what the people, when we say Texas, we're talking about the human population of Texas. We're not talking about the topography, the stones, the horny toads, the jackalopes. We're talking about the people of the state of Texas. The governor of the state of Texas and the Red Republican leadership of the state of Texas, of Blue Line Authority, have assaulted women. They are now giving to their citizens, under color of Blue Line Authority, a $10,000 bounty that they will pay them if they successfully accuse someone of aiding someone else to have an abortion of a baby that is 6 weeks on inner uterus. A $10,000 bounty. The state of Texas has deputized the Texas population. Mind you now, the people of the state of Texas are the reason why we have a celebration called Juneteenth, because they refuse to acknowledge that the Confederacy had lost the war and the Indian American people had been set free from the bondage that the Texas personages wanted to maintain them in.